This is the Camp Chef SmokePro DLX Gen 2 Pellet Grill, and my real take after living with it is that it feels like a modern, friendly way to smoke food without giving up the flavor I want. The look is clean and sturdy. The bronze finish stands out against the usual black grills I've owned. It's a medium-sized cooker with a footprint that doesn't swallow the patio, and the big wheels plus the side handle make it easy to roll across the yard. That small convenience matters more than I expected when I'm shifting between shade and sun. The digital display is wide and bright, and I can read it in full daylight at a glance. There's an optional side shelf that's simple to mount. I don't use it often because of space, but if you prep outdoors, it's a helpful landing spot. Assembly was simple. From my experience, everything lined up, the screws were bagged clearly, and I didn't have to re-drill or force anything. I'm not the type who enjoys building gear, so the smooth setup scored points right away. Once built, the grill feels solid without being heavy or clunky. Wood pellets are the fuel here, small cylinders of compressed hardwood. They come in flavors like apple, hickory, oak, and more. I've been cooking with apple pellets lately for a mellow sweetness that doesn't overpower pork or chicken. You pour pellets into the hopper, which holds up to 18 pounds, and the grill feeds them automatically to keep the fire steady. That's the core advantage over charcoal. No guessing at airflow or adding fuel every hour. The controller manages the auger that pushes pellets forward, so the temperature holds close to what you set. Key features that stand out every cook: the PID controller, the easy-to-read display, the ash cleanout lever, the pellet dump door, and the dual meat probes. If you're new to this, a PID controller is just a smart thermostat. You set a target temperature, and it constantly makes tiny adjustments to keep the grill near that number. I like seeing both the set temp and the actual temp on screen, so I know what's happening in real time. The included probes plug into the control panel and slide into the meat, so I'm not guessing how far along a pork butt or brisket is. It turns cooking into monitoring, not worrying. Here's how a typical long cook goes for me. I set an early alarm, season the meat, and power on the grill with the switch. Hit start and it runs a short startup cycle, about 6 minutes, to move pellets, heat the igniter, and light the fire. I keep the lid open until I see that first thread of smoke, then close it and let the grill climb to my target temp. For my last pork butt, I set the grill to 225 degrees F. It warmed up, settled in, and stayed stable for hours. I used both probes in the roast, one near the center and one closer to an edge. Being able to see those numbers from the driveway while I grab coffee is a small luxury that keeps me calm during the stall. After 7 hours at 225 degrees F, the hopper was about half full, which is solid efficiency for a mid-size pellet grill. Smoke control is another piece that I've enjoyed. Some days I want a stronger smoke signal, other days I want it gentler. Being able to nudge the smoke setting helps me tailor the flavor. If you're coming from charcoal, it's like picking a chunk wood mix, but with repeatability. In my opinion, this adjustability is one of the reasons pellet grills have become such an easy recommendation for people who want good results without babysitting a fire all day. Cleanup is usually where grills lose me. On this one, the ash cleanout lever is a winner. A quick pull drops ash from the fire pot into a cup, and I dump it in a minute. No reaching into a sooty chamber with a shop vac or a spoon. If I want to swap pellet flavors, there's a hopper door to empty what's left. I let the grill cool, open the door, and pour pellets back into a bucket with a label so I don't mix flavors by mistake. There are a few practical notes. This grill runs on electricity, so I keep it on a weather-safe outlet, and I use a heavy-duty extension if I need extra reach. The cord is fine for most patios, but plan your setup if your outlet is far. I also watch wind direction so smoke drifts away from windows. It's quiet once running, just a faint hum from the auger and fan. On heat, this smoker tops out around 500 degrees F. That's enough for burgers and chicken, but it won't give a steak the deep, steakhouse crust I get from cast iron over a roaring flame. I've worked around that by searing in a pan or by adding a dedicated burner. If searing is a priority for you, the Camp Chef Sidekick add-on is worth a look because it bolts onto the side and brings serious direct heat. From my experience, The grill itself shines brightest at low and slow temps, where it holds steady and lets the smoke do its job. Build quality feels good in daily use. The metal is solid, the lid seals well, and the bronze finish still looks sharp after cooks and wipe downs. It's not the heaviest gauge steel I've ever handled, so I keep a cover on it and roll it under shelter when rain is coming. I expect that habit to stretch the life of the hinges, paint, and electronics. The shutdown routine takes about 20 minutes. You choose shutdown on the controller and let it run a cool-down cycle that clears the fire pot. You can't just unplug it and walk away, so I plan that time into my day. If you're new to pellet grills, here's a quick glossary in plain terms. Pellets are fuel and flavor in one. A hopper stores them. An auger is the corkscrew that feeds them toward a small fire pot. The igniter lights them. The PID controller is the brain that keeps temps stable. The probes tell you meat temperature so you don't have to cut into a roast early. That's the system, and it works smoothly here. From my experience, the DLX Gen 2 is a stress reducer. I don't miss adjusting dampers or adding wood chunks in the dark. I check the screen, refill the hopper if it's looking low, and that's most of my involvement. It opens the door to longer cooks on busy days because I don't have to hover. I've smoked pork butt, ribs, and chicken, and the results have been consistent. Clean smoke flavor, steady bark development, and moisture that holds in the meat instead of evaporating during a heat spike. It's perfect for someone who wants real smoke, stable temperatures, and easy cleanup. In my opinion, this is a sweet spot for beginners who want guidance from the controller, and for experienced backyard cooks who are tired of chasing temperatures on a windy day. The user interface is straightforward. Up arrow to raise temp, down arrow to lower it, and you're cooking. I doubted the tech at first because I'm used to a big physical dial, but the precision won me over. I'd recommend this for anyone moving from charcoal or gas and wanting their first pellet grill, and also for busy folks who want weekend barbecue without planning their schedule around fire management. It also works well for people who want to experiment with pellet flavors, because swapping pellets is quick and clean. If high-heat steak searing is your main thing, pair it with a hot skillet or the sidekick. If low and slow is your goal, you're right in its wheelhouse. Key features that keep me using it every week are accuracy, simplicity, and cleanup. The grill holds its number. The display tells me exactly what's going on. The probes remove guesswork, and the ash lever turns a messy chore into a 30-second step. That combination makes it easier to cook more often and try bigger cuts without worrying about fuel and airflow the whole time. In conclusion, the Camp Chef SmokePro DLX Gen 2 pellet grill delivers reliable heat, approachable controls, and a cleanup system that doesn't wear me out. It has limits on high-heat searing, and it asks for a short shutdown window, but the payoff is consistent smoking with very little fuss. From my experience, the pros stack higher than the cons, and I keep finding small reasons to appreciate it as I cook more. If you want steady results with less effort, this is a strong pick. Check the comments of this video for a link to see the current pricing of the Camp Chef SmokePro DLX Gen 2 pellet grill. Thank you for watching.